Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the HCAC Baseball Championships. A full day headed your way. 4 more games. We'll be in the losers bracket, move on to the winners bracket, and then by the time we're done today, we'll know who's headed to the championship games coming up tomorrow. HCAC Baseball and HCAC.TV brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. 5 central Indiana locations. Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and service needs. Boilermaker Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Morales Group Staffing, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. Visit Kokomo. No matter what you're looking to explore, Kokomo has something for you. And the IndianaSRN sports page, from the court to the field, IndianaSRN brings it home daily with information from high school, college, and pro sports. Troy Derengowski along with Chris Schumerth. Long day yesterday. You look like you just had a great night's rest and are ready to go for another 4 games today.
I did get a great night's rest, and let me tell you, Troy, all jokes aside, I think we had our money's worth yesterday. We got a little bit of everything. We started yesterday with a home run from Franklin's leadoff hitter. We got a game-winning home run in the 9th with 2 outs in Anderson's first game yesterday. We got a rain delay yesterday. We got a 3-hour and 40-minute game. We had a 10-run rule game. Just multiple home runs that were no doubters, as we pointed out. So I suspect we're going to see a lot more good baseball today.
Yeah, so it wasn't a boring day at all, was
Nope.
it? No doubt about it. Well, we have 4 games. We start with a losers bracket game. 2 teams, and we know they're going to throw everything out there for game number 1 here today, because if you don't win, you're done. You think about next year. So Hanover and Franklin. Hanover, well, you go back to that Anderson game yesterday. They just have to feel sick as you can believe it, because they gave up 4 runs in the last inning and ended up here today. So I'm sure a little revenge on their mind to get this game and then move on from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst feeling, and you can't get back onto the field soon enough to get that taste out of your mouth. As we pointed out, their starter went 8 2/3, left with a lead, and then that's when everything fell apart for Hanover. This Franklin team, we've kind of talked about it a little bit, kind of have the feel that they could score 10, 12, 15 runs and still might not win the game.
Yeah, and certainly pitching is going to be a key here. But that was the key yesterday, too. If you don't have the kind of pitching you need, you're probably going to find yourself in this situation. So let me ask you, from a strategy standpoint, you're hoping your starter today is going to go 9, if it goes 9, because you're going to need them the rest of today and into tomorrow if you plan on winning this, and that's a really, really tough thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, you hope that, but you'll do anything that is required and necessary to get through the game. And whereas yesterday you kind of had to think about, okay, we got to play tomorrow. They don't have that luxury today, and so it totally changes the strategy. If you think about, some of the things that we see in the MLB playoffs and in elimination games, I mean, everything is on the table. They might throw 9 pitchers.
Yeah, and I wouldn't doubt it at all. The regular season, Hanover won both games. They won 13-3 in 8 innings. They scored 10 runs in the final 4 of that one. They turn around and win the second game 8-4, so they sweep the 2 games this year. Head-to-head series, Hanover has the edge. Do they have the edge in your estimation in this one this morning?
I think they do have the edge, but I will point out one thing. We talked about before the Franklin-Rose-Hulman game yesterday how Franklin had swept Rose-Hulman, and then Rose-Hulman won that game going away. It could certainly happen again. But, yeah, from what we saw yesterday, I think Hanover will be the more disciplined team in the game.
We'll talk about the 2 pitchers coming up in a couple of moments. Yesterday, again, Rose-Hulman beat Franklin 15-9. Anderson with that big rally, they knocked off Hanover 7-6. In the third game of the day, it was Earlham beating Anderson by a final of 10-3, and then the late nightcap, Transylvania knocked off Rose-Hulman 11-1. So this is game 1. It'll be Franklin-Hanover. We'll follow that up at around 1:15, Anderson and Rose-Hulman, and then number 1 and number 2 will battle in game 3 at 4:30 this afternoon, Earlham and Transylvania. And I know that we're not looking past these 2 games by any means, but we're really looking forward to the 1 and 2 matchup coming up later today.
Yeah, I pointed out before we called it a night last night, but I just thought the number 1 and the number 2 looked the part yesterday. They seem to have, kind of a tier of their own in the games, and so it will be interesting when those 2 teams are matched up against each other.
Well, Hanover making their way out. You see them lining up on the first base side, and, of course, the introductions will be made as well here in a couple of moments. We're looking forward to another big day of baseball, and these 2 pitchers right now, again, we're going to see 2 guys that are seasoned. They've been around a long time this season, just getting a lot of innings in. I know you'll talk about them as we go, and there's a lot of pressure on these 2 guys. The other thing is about the turnaround time is you're playing at 10 o'clock in the morning again. I don't know if I should make a big deal of this, but it's not the usual routine. And as you know in sports, coaches and players like routine. And when the routine is not there, sometimes you kind of feel a little bit off. But we're playing at 10 o'clock this morning. Do you believe that'll be a factor here in game 1?
Not really. I think Hanover, again, if you would have told them yesterday that they had to play back-to-back, that would have been ideal because, again, the way that finished was just so painful for them. But I'm sure that more than anything, Hanover just wants to be on the field at all.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I agree. And I love elimination games for the simple standpoint is that everybody's going to put everything on the line right now. And again, the strategy is kind of thrown out the window. If something doesn't work, you make an immediate change. You don't say, well, I'm going to stick with this guy until here, because if it doesn't work, you have to make an immediate move. Coaches, I would imagine, have been up pretty late last night and up early this morning getting ready for this one.
Yeah, if you have to throw a position player on the mound tomorrow, that's tomorrow's problem.
Right.
Today, we got to do everything that we can do, even if that's pull a starter into the game in a relief situation in the 7th inning, because we can't hold anything back. We got to win this game today.
I will be curious again to see how this Hanover team responds after losing that game yesterday in the last inning of play. So it'll be fun to watch. Time for today's national anthem. Well, Franklin will be going with Chase Wagner, and when you look at his numbers, he leads the team in innings pitched this season. He is second in strikeouts. We'll run down his numbers in a couple of moments, but now he has to find a way to get a win here today, and as we said a little bit ago, Chris, there's no doubt about it. If he does not perform well early, you will see him exit, and they will use every pitcher they possibly can. But Wagner this season has had a good year. We mentioned this will be his 12th start, 61 2/3 innings, 65 hits, 49 runs, 36 earned, 56 strikeouts. He does have a high walk ratio. He has 27 walks coming into the season. He is 5-1, an ERA of 5.25, and his opposing batting average is 263. All those numbers very respectable, and there's no doubt about it with a team lead 5 wins. He is, I think, relatively, I know Luke Harmon just a little bit above him in the ERA status, but I would think that Chase Wagner is the ace of this staff.
Well, yeah, and just watching him warm up right now, he's definitely got some velocity. That control is going to be the key for him.
He's getting his final warm-up tosses, and I tell you what, today, much like yesterday, though we had all that sunshine early yesterday, we have some clouds that are kind of hanging around, a little bit of rain to the north. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that all the weather will stay away from us today. We will have no rain delays, and again, maybe no 3-hour and 40-minute ball games, because we really got behind in the schedule yesterday. We didn't get out of here till over 11 o'clock, I think, last night by the time it was all said and done. So it was definitely a long day for everybody today. And kudos to everyone here at Kokomo that have not only from the city of Kokomo, but also the Hampton Inn where we stayed last night. Just a great place to stay. Want to thank them. And, of course, all the people here that have made it possible to put this tournament on. So here we go. Ready to get this one underway as Ben Morwick will lead things off here in inning number 1. You can follow live scoring on either the Hanover or the Franklin websites, and we are underway as that pitch is low, ball 1. Umpires had a long day yesterday as well as the 4 rotated throughout the day. Pitch is low, 2 balls, no strikes. Saw a few of the Earlham personnel at our hotel this morning, and they're excited to get a little bit of rest and get ready for that 3rd game of the day, and I'm sure they'll be here early to watch a couple of these games. Here's the 2-0 pitch, way outside. Wagner not close, and it's quickly 3-0. Billman behind the plate, Helton's at first, Redmond at second, Gervin at short, and Cobb is at third. DeHart, Henke, and Wagner in the outfield from left to right.
Morwick yesterday went 1 for 5 against Anderson with the run scored.
And that pitch is outside for ball 4, so a leadoff walk to Morwick and not a good start for Wagner. Here's Jack Schaefer. Schaefer 289 on the year, 4 home runs and 18 runs driven in. One thing for sure, walks are a killer in baseball for pitchers, and generally you will see the walk come back and get you eventually. See if Wagner can settle down here in inning number 1. His first pitch is on the way, bunted. Wagner coming off the mound, he'll have to hurry. Wide throw, and he throws it into right field. Runners will advance. Morwick all the way to third. Schaefer down to second, and a tough start for Franklin here in the top of the 1st inning.
Yeah, if you could draw up a worst possible start for Wagner's confidence in this game, that might be it right there. A walk and then an error, and now you got runners on second and third with nobody out in a game that the season is on the line.
Yeah, that's tough with the walk, and mentioned that may come back to score right here as Michael Kirk will step to the plate. 279 on the year, no home runs and 18 runs driven in. So Wagner in trouble early. Helton in close at first, and the pitch in there for a called strike. And I'll tell you what, that Kirk is like, oh boy. That looked like it was inside.
It was a late breaker.
Morwick down at third, Schaefer at second. Hanover threatening to score quickly here in the first inning as that one is fouled away. And it's 0-2.
I always like when the umpires show a big strike zone in that first inning. Just send a clear message. We're going to swing the bats in this one.
When the players have to adjust umpire by umpire where that strike zone will be, as do the pitchers. High and tight, 1-2.
And I've always thought that's the perfect place to throw an 0-2 pitch. You know, give the hitter something to think about. Maybe he'll chase, and maybe he's leaning back for the next one, which you can design differently.
Curveball stays up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, you look at that first game against Franklin, in which Hanover won in the regular season 13-3. Jack Schaefer had a 3 RBI day. Josh Simpson had 3, and then that was a ground ball to Cobb. They'll have a play at the plate. They will have Morwick in a rundown on the third base side. He's going to have to get tagged out there simply because the base runners did move up. So a nice play there by Franklin to get the first out, and Morwick probably made a base running error right there.
There's no probably about it. That's a huge mistake. I mean, nice job by the guys behind him to move up and make sure that they're maximizing the error. So now you're second and third with 1 out, and that's pretty much what you would have been if you would have just held at third and then they got the out at first. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason to make that mistake.
So here is Josh Simpson. Big out there for Franklin College. Still runners now at second and third. Simpson, a .336 hitter, takes that one for a called strike, and this guy's dangerous. 8 home runs, 37 runs driven in.
And Simpson, let's remember, he's the one who got pulled into pitch late in that game against Anderson.
Ground ball shortstop. Wagner has a play at the runner at third. The tag laid. Nope, they're going to say is safe. Looks like the tag was laid on by Cobb, and we will have a discussion here with the Franklin coach. Run will score as Schaefer crosses the plate. Take another look at it.
Maybe he's saying he slid under it. Hanover really fortunate here because they've made 2 what I would say are bad base running errors in this first inning, and they really haven't been made to pay for them.
Fox Spears will step to the plate. 1-0 your score, Hanover.
Like, they're not considering situational base running. They're just like going. In a game of this magnitude, you have to. There's a mental side to it.
Well, generally, if you're careless in some way, it will catch up with you.
Yes.
But perhaps also Hanover feels, listen, let's be very aggressive, even though we may get an out or two. Let's get a run in early. As the pitch by Wagner is outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
I understand aggressive, and I even like aggressive, but I think there's a difference between aggressive and just running into outs.
The stretch and the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike.
In spite of the result there, that was not a difficult play to make defensively. And the same with the previous play from third to home. Those are not difficult throws. Those are not difficult rundowns to execute.
Another breaking ball called strike, and all of a sudden it's 2-2 to Fox Spears. Spears 288 on the year.
As we talk about this Hanover team and the psychological effect of yesterday, I don't think anyone more than Simpson has had all that stuff to think about in his mind.
Ground ball to Redmond. Redmond makes the turn. Gervin to first. The throw was a little bit wide, but Helton holds on. Hanover gets a run across after half inning of play. Panthers lead at 1-0.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Every day when I walk into a classroom, I feel blessed and privileged to teach something.
You need to look ahead. Back once again here in Kokomo, and by the way, John Gerard will get the start today. It's his 12th start of the season. 68 innings, 60 hits, 46 runs, 34 earned. Big strikeout guy, 79 strikeouts and 18 walks. He is 3-4 on the year with an ERA of 4.50. He has a opposing batting average of 233 and a lefty that has really had a very good year for the Panthers.
Looks good throwing.
I'm sure they would love to have had him in the Winners game yesterday, but they'll use him here to try to get to the next game. They would play later tonight if they do win. The winner of this game will play at 7:45 against the winner of the Anderson and Rose Holman game. So 2 straight for either one of these two teams in elimination games as Garrett DeHart will lead things off for Franklin. Garrett, 298, a home run, 22 runs driven in. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. There's a called strike.
Interesting that they go with a different leadoff hitter than yesterday, who started our day yesterday with a home run to left field.
Yeah, it looks like they wanted to shake it up just a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. Brittingham again behind the plate in this first game of the day. The 2-1. Chopper down the third base line. That'll be a fair ball. Kirk, long throw, not in time. Oh, my. Oh, my.
It was a great play by third. Here's another look at it. Definitely a fair ball.
Your thoughts?
I don't know.
Here's Josh Gervin. Gervin, 310, a home run, 31 runs driven in. Well, no argument from anybody.
Yeah.
Pitch is a called strike.
It was just a gesture to the great play.
By the way, Bush is at first base. Pippinger is at second. Jones at short. And Kirk at third. He made that great throw. This will be popped up foul. Morwick in left, Schaefer in center, and Spears in right.
To your point about Gerard, we talked yesterday about how a number of these teams were withholding maybe their number one guy in an attempt to use them on the second day. So they're not the only team to do this.
Count 1-2 now to Gervin. Pitch is outside. They're leaving it up at 2-2. Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN, the HCAC, and HCAC.TV, and a use of video, audio, as this one is popped up to the right side. Should be an easy play for Pippinger. He'll make the catch for out number 2. But any use or reproduction, distribution of audio or video without the express written permission of those entities is strictly prohibited. So a 2-way, that'll bring up Dylan Redmond. First inning brought to you by Subway Catering, who provided our lunch yesterday. It was so good that Chris went back 3 times. Pitch is inside for a ball. You were very, very consistent yesterday, not only in your broadcasting and your expertise, but your ability to kind of crowd yourself in front of everybody else in the line was great.
You know, that's what high school sports are for, to prepare you for life.
Yes.
You gotta be willing to get yourself in a stance, box people out.
You look like you averaged about 14 rebounds a game. 2-1 the count to Redmond. Yeah, there's a called strike, 2-2. Now, I do have to clarify one thing. You're not in the Hall of Famers class, because I understand at the softball games yesterday. Keith was never in the box. He was out at the dining room table. That pitch low and inside.
He didn't even broadcast
He
yesterday.
didn't say a word all day long. His mouth was too full. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Redmond. Popped up. Could be playable here for Brittingham as he gets rid of the mask and makes a nice catch. Final out, bottom of the first, 1-0 Hanover.
Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Whenever I tell somebody that I go to Berea College, it's automatically, oh, so do you make brooms? And I have the pleasure to say, yeah, I actually do. Although being a broom maker is a little bit of a niche experience and niche community, it's sort of world famous, at least Berea brooms. When I first saw the broom wall, it was definitely intimidating. Coming in there as a woman, I was scared that I wasn't strong enough, but thankfully I am strong enough. And throughout learning a specific broom, especially within our catalog, it can be really defeating when you try to execute something and it's not quite right.
Back here in Kokomo, and it's a pleasure of mine to welcome in Dalton Carter, who, by the way, is up and coming in the baseball world. I know that, listen, and we'll let everybody, you can talk about what your position is, your titles and everything else, but I never expected you to be so dedicated you decided to spend the night here at the ballpark last night, but congratulations.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, but things happen.
No, you're not supposed to say that. You say, yeah, I'm working 24 hours a day.
I mean, I am. I'm working a lot, but it wasn't a planned thing, but, things happen to where I can't control, and you have to roll with the punches and sleep on a recliner in one of our locker rooms.
And that's what good baseball people do. By the way, Ben Brittingham is at the plate. This one hit up the middle. Redmond behind the bag, throw to first, not in time. Dalton, tell us a little bit about your position now. And of course, you and I have been associated with one another for several years. You're part of that 2017 Earlham Championship team. But you have now moved up the ranks in your baseball career. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what's happening here in Kokomo.
Yeah, so I am now the Director of Operations for Championship Park, which is in Kokomo, Indiana. It's an 8-field complex that we have about 10 minutes east of here.
Okay.
And then I'm also technically the Director of Ops of the stadium here that we're playing at right now. And then we have a prospect league team that is starting up this year called the Kokomo Creek Chubs, and I am the assistant GM for the team.
Okay. How did you get in that position? What happened there?
So about 3 years ago, I started a tournament director role at Grand Park with bullpen tournaments, and in the last 3 years, we have made some moves, and we have taken over the stadium now, and now have a new team. And they asked me if I wanted to come up here and run our park up here and also help out with the team, and it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I am sure that this community is so glad to have summer baseball back.
They are. They're very excited. It seems like everybody I talk to and mention that I'm a part of the new team, they're super excited to have it back, and we're excited to see them out in the park and watching the games.
So the season, by the way, is going to be, in fact, it's right around the corner. It's coming up fast.
It is, yeah. So opening day is 18 days away. We open up on the 26th. It'll be a night game. We'll have fireworks and stuff like that. So we're hoping for a big crowd. Our roster, the roster that we've compiled is a lot of Indiana-based players, whether they play for a college that's in Indiana or they are from Indiana.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. We actually have two 2 players from in this matchup right now that'll play for us this summer. Drew Helton, he's playing first right now, and then Quentin Shoemaker, he's a pitcher for Hanover. So,
and you know what? In being associated with this league in the past, it's important to get the kids from the state of Indiana because that'll draw the crowd too.
For sure. We want people to know who the players are, and we have a lot of local. We have about I think 6 or 7 local guys that will be playing for us that are from either Kokomo or the surrounding area. So we're hoping that draws people here to come and watch them play.
By the way, great play by Gervin at shortstop, second out. That'll bring up Trevor Jones. This stadium is absolutely beautiful, and I would imagine not only do the community has embraced this stadium, but to have a ball club come in here and a chance to play here has got to be just spectacular.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and we'll not only utilize it for our team, but we'll utilize it for our tournament events that we play. So there might be days where we have a night game and we'll have 3 or 4 games that are being played for the mid MPL or an ABC event like our high school event. So you'll not only get to see high caliber college players, but you might be able to come watch and come see top high school kids play as well.
I talked before that in the state of Indiana, as you see Trevor Jones at the plate, state of Indiana really is second to none when it comes to high school baseball talent.
It is. I mean, the baseball talent in this state is incredible, and I think it's a big reason for it is Grand Park.
Yeah.
Once Grand Park was built, I mean, we get there's so many the travel ball scene is insane in the area, so it's just the building Grand Park helped grow baseball.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're back in my day, it was like you had a handful of guys that were throwing low to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Now it seems like in the first month of the high school season, I think our Prep Baseball Indiana staff has seen upwards of 40 guys above 90.
Wow.
So it's just from the arm standpoint and even position standpoint. So
well, not only that, but the interest in baseball when you get a chance to play in facilities like this, players love that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, if I was a player and I came here and I got to play here, every day, I'd be set. Yeah.
You had mentioned, again, when you talk about Grand Park and your affiliation with that organization and such, how many teams, you said how many teams could possibly be there in one weekend or so?
In one weekend in the spring. So right now I believe the event that we're running has around 250 teams that are coming in that will start tonight and run through Sunday.
No kidding.
So
wow.
Once we get into the summer, we kind of expand where we're starting earlier in the week. We'll probably bring in close to 450 teams.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
well, it's no wonder you're not getting any sleep.
Exactly.
Doing all that work.
Exactly.
Huh?
So June and July's are non-existent for me.
I was going to say, no doubt. We won't find you anywhere but the ballpark, right?
Exactly.
The new ball club here, coming back after losing their previous team, is big for this community, as we said. And I know you're looking forward to everything that's going to happen surrounding this. What do fans then expect? As again, a lot of fans come for the atmosphere. Baseball is secondary to them. So I'm sure you guys got a lot of promotions coming up this year.
For sure, yeah. I think opening night we're going to be doing some giveaways where it's going to be a magnet schedule. But we have giveaways planned. We have fun theme nights planned as well. Kokomo hosts a strawberry festival.
Okay.
So that night we'll have a strawberry themed jersey. And we'll do, the 4th of July, we'll have a signature jersey. We finally got cleared to do a Star Wars night, so we'll be doing that as well.
Good.
So we have plans for, to not only, have good baseball here, but the experience outside of the field is also impeccable.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt that's really what it's about, isn't it? Baseball fans come out to see all the fun too.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's they want to come watch the players, but they also want to have a good experience.
Yeah. How do you go find players that you want to play here? What's the process?
So it's basically just connections. I mean, I coached against Drew. He's a Whiteland High School kid. I coached at Franklin Community. for 4 years. So I coached against Drew for a little bit, coached against his older brother Luke, who played at Morehead State. So I've known Drew for a little bit, and I know how good of a player he is.
Yeah.
He started at Purdue Fort Wayne. Obviously, that program's no longer existent, and then he transferred into Franklin. So it's basically just about connections, and the other thing is, like, I also do some scouting for Prep Baseball Indiana, so I know a lot of the players in this state. And now that they're in college, I know, like, okay, this is a guy that I'd like to come play for us.
And that's another thing that keeps you busy, too, is you just keep expanding in all areas, just like prep baseball.
For sure. No, it's if it's anything baseball, I'm basically game to handle it. So
if fans that are watching today and they are in the area and a chance to come out and watch the team this summer, talk about your website, and that's very important because fans want to see the schedule. They want to see about players. Talk about your website.
Yeah, so our website is www.kokomocreekchubs.com. That'll have, our schedule on there. It'll have our roster on there. You can also go and see our schedule and roster on Prospect League's website as well. I believe that is just prospectleague.com.
Okay.
We'll have some other stuff on there, the promotions and all that stuff. So it's a newer website, so we're trying to get it all put together. But it's pretty fresh, so it doesn't have a lot of information on there. But we'll have as much information as we can.
Heard you talking in the break room a little bit ago. You have your uniforms ready to go, and they
we just got it. We just got in our uniforms. They're looking pretty sharp, so we're super excited. It's we're 18 days away, so it's going to be here in a snap.
Yeah,
so.
It does go fast. Why the name? What is the background of the name?
So the background of the name is just north of the stadium is Wildcat Creek.
Okay.
And so the creek chub is a minnow, and it is known as the king of the creek. That's its thing. And it actually, the idea came from a city employee. His name's Torrey Rowe. He thought of it, and then I didn't think it was going to be one of the names that was selected, but it got into our top 4, and once we put it to a vote, it got about 60% of the votes.
Wow.
So, it's a fun, it's a fun name.
Yeah.
That's what you want kind of when it comes to like, minor league and college summer league type teams. So, we took it and ran with it. So.
I like it.
Yes.
Because I love watching all the different names that come out in minor league baseball, and I would imagine folks are going to look at that and go, okay, that's kind of neat.
For sure. So, but yeah, no, we're excited, and we have some plans for some apparel things and stuff like that. So we're excited to get going, and hopefully people come out and support us. So
we will be. I know that Dalton and I will be collaborating on him sending us information for our sports page because we'd love to fire that out there. A lot of folks. We're only 58 miles from Kokomo. It's an easy drive up here to come watch the team play, so I would imagine anything that we can get around the area would be great.
Definitely. No, yeah, it's a short drive up 31 to get here, and if you've never been here, it's a great facility to come check out. So
now your background, of course, you played on that championship team of Earlham back in 2017. I know you're excited to have the Quakers back here again, and Coach Sackasitz has been very instrumental in your career as well, in your playing career. Talk a little bit about just seeing those guys back here again.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see them here, especially now that I kind of run the stadium. It's pretty cool to have them here. Coach Sack means a lot to me, so just excited to have them here. And they had a big win yesterday. Kind of tight late, and then they kind of blew it open. So it's really special to have them here, and hopefully they can take care of business the rest of the weekend.
I like it. You stay in contact with a lot of your former teammates, huh?
For sure, and it looks like they're going to make it to Saturday. So hopefully we'll see a group of more Quaker alumni here throughout the rest of the tournament.
I was glad to see you brought Matt Brankel up yesterday. I haven't seen him in years.
I haven't seen him in a while either, so it was great to see him. Nate Hemrick is a local here too. He was here last night, so hopefully now that we're playing Friday afternoon, some guys can get up here and support the Quakers.
Yeah. Well, this is fun. I know you had I mean, big part of that championship team. This tournament, at that time, you only got 4 teams in. Now they go to 6. But take us back to 2017 and what that meant.
I mean, it meant the world to me. The fact that, when I came into Earlham, they had a winning season in 41 years.
Yeah.
And my freshman year was the first one, since that. And then, we progressed every year going forward. And then, we took care of business my senior year. And it was just the guys that, we lost some guys throughout the 4 years, but it was special with the guys that stuck around, and took care of business.
Dalton, good to see you again, sir.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Dalton Carter joining us. We'll come back 1-0 Hanover.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Hi, I'm Zach Likens.
I'm Ella Zaborowski.
And I'm Darius Spokey, and we're admissions counselors here at Bluffton University. And we're going to show you some of our favorite places on campus.
College Hall, this is where it all began in 1899. It's home to Ramsire Auditorium and the Learning Resource Center, one of 3 student success centers on campus. The other 2, the Writing Center and the Center of Career and Vocation, are right next door in the Musselman Library. Our success centers are a big reason why 98% of our graduates are employed in graduate school or completing long-term service within the first 6 months of graduation.
This is Centennial, where many of your classes will be held. Bluffton has an 11-to-1 student-faculty ratio, which means your class sizes will be small and you'll get to know your professors.
Well, we're in the now 3rd inning. We want to thank Dalton Carter for joining us, talking about their new team here in Kokomo. They're very, very excited about that as we will now move on to the 3rd inning. Ben Morwick will lead things off, followed by Schaefer and Michael Kirk. Well, he's going to be a busy man for the entire summer. And a guy who loves baseball. Dalton Carter eats, sleeps, drinks it, you name it. He's addicted to baseball.
Did he hire you on for the summer?
No, not
I
yet.
know you've been saying how much you want to work over the summer and that kind of thing.
Yeah, the summer, Troy.
Yeah.
But he didn't offer a job, so apparently I didn't make the grade. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, I didn't make a good impression. This one hit well right side. That'll get through. Base hit for Morwick. And good start here in the 3rd inning for the Panthers. I think that what hurts me the most in my pursuit of a career is the association with Coach Myers. And when they find out that we know each other, they immediately back off. Here's Jack Schaefer, reached on an error in the 1st inning and scored the game's only run. Wagner's pitch in there for a called strike.
What careers are you considering?
Anything, just trying to find anything. No, I don't mind hanging around with you guys, but the thing that it keeps me going is my stock in the Celtics, and that's why I really don't have to work that much. So, being a team owner, I have a lot in common with those guys.
And I mean, one of these days they're going to be looking for a play-by-play, and they'll just give you a call, and that's when you can finally leave IndianaSRN.
They better hurry. I'm going to be dead one of these days pretty soon if I keep waiting. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, it's a good thing you have, college and professional teams scattered throughout the country. So just if the Celtics don't work out, maybe Michigan will. If Michigan doesn't work out,
Chicago.
maybe the Blackhawks will.
Thank you. I got a lot of choices. High chopper in the infield, coming over Cobb at 3rd, and the throw to first is in time. First base coach thought that throw was a little bit wide as Morwick will advance down to 2nd. Here is Michael Kirk. I think one day what we ought to do as a broadcast company is invite a fan of the game to come up and listen to what goes on between the innings and between pitches, and you would be amazed.
The producer input, that
Yeah.
doesn't get heard by anyone but us.
Yeah. Here's the stretch by Wagner. Hit well in the hole. That'll be a base hit. Morwick will stop at third, and now runners on the corners with one out. Kirk's been on base twice here this morning, and that'll bring up Josh Simpson. I'm just glad from Kokomo's standpoint that this stadium will be used this summer. And I know that when their previous team was here, everybody really enjoyed coming to the ballpark, and it was kind of sad to see them not have a team for the last couple of years. So I'm just happy for the city to get that ball club back. I know Dalton will do a good job with all their programs. Pitch is low and outside.
I was doing some research on my inning off, by the way.
Oh, good.
So apparently this turf is new. They had a 10-year turf last 12 years, and then they replaced the turf recently. But I was asking how you clean up all that, like the home plate area and the pitcher's mound, and as it gets full of those little pellets or whatever. And I guess there is a crew that comes in and cleans all that up. But obviously they didn't clean it up since yesterday because it's still looking pretty worn.
They'll be here later. Too early in the day. Here's the 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
It looks more real that way.
It does.
Did you like playing on turf?
You know what? When turf first came out, when I was younger, I think I was just out of college. There's a called strike. And we had a chance to play some pickup football on turf in an indoor facility. And by the time I got done, my legs were so sore because I had never been on that kind of turf before.
Yeah, I don't think you find too many players who prefer it. Seems like an upkeep issue in terms of costs and that sort of thing. Must have a lot to do with the transition to turf.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's too many athletes out there being like, yeah, I really love playing on turf.
Yeah. It can be a little hard on your legs for sure if you're not used to it. Bases loaded as Billman out to talk to Wagner. And Fox Spears coming up next. Fox grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning.
Ground ball's probably better.
As far as gaining a true hop?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you never really have to worry about that. But we have seen, even on this turf, as new as it is, a couple of times players that at their home ballpark don't have turf. They have to adjust in the footing and how they're running the bases and such, so it can be a little bit different. Great opportunity here for the Panthers, try to build on their 1-0 lead. Fouled away. Good cut there by Spears. Game 2 will have Hanover take that back. That'll be Anderson and Rose Hallman. Need to quit looking at day 1. Remember, that is behind us. Bases loaded here in the third. The stretch by Wagner. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball.
Spears yesterday 0 for 4, so he's still looking for his first hit of the weekend.
Boy, Hanover, at this stage, you kind of feel they're going to explode at some point. They've had runners in scoring position in all 3 innings, including the bases loaded here, as that's hit down the line foul. Wagner, at least at this stage, of course, he had that throwing error in the first inning. They saw the Panthers score the game's only run, but it's not been a good start here for Wagner. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, boy, he watched a good one go by, and Spears knew it. Big strikeout for Wagner. And 2 away, and here's Brittingham. That's a huge out for Wagner and the Grizzlies. Morwick down at third. Kirk is at second, and Simpson at first base. The breaking pitch caught the inside corner. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wagner wants a new baseball, and odds are that the umpire will put that in his pocket and we'll see it again. Yep, there he goes. And Wagner may very well get that ball back sometime.
We picked up a few baseballs yesterday. We should see if, just throw those in there and see if they get in the rotation.
There's a foul to our right. In fact, I was such a nice guy today, because my day's gone much better than it did yesterday, is that when I pulled into the ballpark, there was a baseball laying out in the grass. There was a couple waiting to come in. I walked over to get the baseball. Here's the 1-2 pitch, 2-2. I walked over, got the baseball. I walked up to them, and I said, "Good day, have a souvenir." I got their day started out just right.
Are you trying to repair your image for something that went wrong, or,
Yesterday? Yeah, from yesterday, sure. Ground ball to the shortstop, Gervin. He'll get the force at second, ends the threat in the third. We continue 1-0 Hanover.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Let's hear from Aus, a senior biochemistry major from Syria. At Earlham, students can pursue applied minors like medical humanities to personalize their education and make unique connections between academics and personal interests. These programs also unlock opportunities for students to integrate international travel or co-curricular experiences into their core area of study. Tell us all about it, Aus. Take it away.
Habibi Alex, thanks for the intro. Hi everyone. Growing up, I moved around a lot. I attended 9 different schools across 5 countries. And because of this, diversity in education was important to me. And Earlham College, with this diverse student body and opportunities, did not disappoint. Earlham has many unique programs, like the Applied Minor programs. Through the Applied Minor programs, students get to personalize our education and make direct connections between academic interests and co-curricular activities. As a pre-med student, I have an applied minor in medical humanities, which integrates the study of.
Banker and Kokomo, bottom of the third. Lovell along with Billman and DeHart all due up. In fact, I'm actually one off. Here's Hankey to lead things off. Shows you I shouldn't be doing interviews in games, huh?
Yesterday's leadoff hitter here.
Boy, hit that home run.
Now he's in the 8th spot.
This one popped up foul.
When they're doing their job, low order guys are really leadoff hitters anyway.
Yes.
You want that 9 guy to function a lot like a leadoff hitter.
Hankey hitting at .348, 3 home runs and 7 runs driven in. Pitches up high, and 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We pointed out yesterday he doesn't have that many at-bats on the season.
Popped up, right field. Going back on it is Spears to the warning track and makes the catch. He got turned around a little bit, but still recovered in time. That ball just kept carrying to right field.
It's like we do have a little more wind in that direction. Yesterday it was definitely blown out to right field.
Here's Alex Billman. Billman, 290 on the year, 2 home runs and 24 runs driven in. First time he will see Gerard today. And the left-hander's first pitch hit foul. Now, so far for Gerard, gave up the double to Helton to lead off the second inning, but has not given up a base hit. Other than that, so far today, as he throws that one in for a strike.
Billman yesterday 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2.
If I really want to get you triggered, I'll say RBIs. Get that grammar lesson again.
Good cut there by Billman. That was a interesting, it wasn't really a debate, I guess, the discussion between you, me, and Nathaniel. Our producer, whether it's RBI or RBIs. And it's runs batted in. Here's the 1-2. Right back to Gerard. 2 away.
One of the many examples of how language makes sense, like, I don't know, like 90% of the time, but then there's this other 10 that just doesn't quite follow the rules.
I agree. Well, and we eventually just came to the fact that, bottom line, in 100 years, who's going to care, right? And really, probably nobody cared about that conversation.
Well, and there's
then.
someone, there is an authority who, says this is the way it's supposed to be, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to operate based on what the authority says.
Exactly. Popped up here is Jones at short. He'll make the catch. 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the fourth. 1-0 Hanover.
I'm Arvind Tapalia. I am Associate Professor of Physics at Franklin College. If you come to my class, you will see me suspending from a rope swing, singing physics songs in class, launching watermelons with giant catapults, lying on a bed of 5,000 nails, and getting struck by a sledgehammer. I teach all my classes at Franklin either using a flipped classroom approach or a project-based learning approach, or some combination of both, because I want my students to get excited about science, not just through lectures, but through hands-on interactive learning. And as a faculty, I feel really encouraged and supported by the college to step outside of the traditional teaching practices and explore and apply more engaging and experiential learning approaches. My enthusiasm sort of naturally translates into a more positive and engaging experience for my students.
Back here in Kokomo, it is an elimination game for both Hanover and Franklin, and we have a low-scoring affair, 1-0. Trey Pippinger will lead things off. 2:14 on the year. It's Pippinger, Bush, and Jones. Now, so far, we see two teams that haven't had to pull out all the stops so far. Of course, we look back at the base running errors that Hanover had in the first inning. And so far, they've been unable to get runs across despite 3 more runners in scoring position in the second and the third. And now Pippinger down to the count at 0-2. Today, had a sacrifice in the second inning.
Struck out a couple times yesterday as he goes down 0-2 here.
And he strikes out here. Billman, strikeout, throw out, and there's one away. Here's Caden Bush. Of course, Bush had a huge game in that 13-3 win in the regular season. 5 runs driven in. in which, again, Hanover scored 10 runs in the final 4 innings. This guy was instrumental in that victory. Here's a nice pitch by Wagner.
It's pretty good yesterday against Anderson as well. 2 for 4, a run scored and an RBI, a double.
That pitch is working pretty well for Wagner. He is, at this stage, looking a whole lot better than he did in the first inning. After he settled down, even though he's given up some base hits over the last 2 innings, it looks like he's much more comfortable now.
Especially after he threw that one away. Tells you something about someone's mental toughness. Can you rebound? Dial in.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Well, the last 2 haven't looked very good. So the count even at 2-2. Bush grounded out in the second inning as this pitch got him. 3 out of the last 4 hitters for Hanover have struck out. And there's 2 away, and here is Trevor Jones.
Is that why you came over here at 6 this morning, so you could keep a book today?
Yes. I have computer, I have book, I have my board here to keep track of that. Otherwise, I can't remember anybody's name.
I know that, yesterday with that traffic, you weren't able to keep a book in that first game. You were very flustered.
Drove me nuts. Pitch in there for a strike. And I know you don't want me to rehash the story from yesterday, so I'm not going to. It was terrible memories.
Troy, you can rehash any story you want.
That one catches a piece of Billman, and they will give Billman a chance to. Here we go again.
We saw this yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, this is why nobody in their right mind wants to be a catcher.
Why catchers are just tougher than the rest of us.
Now, I will share with you. Here's another look at it.
Do we really want to see another look?
Yeah, you want to see where this goes because it is south of the border for sure. Oh, that caught him in the chest.
Chest, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't feel bad for him now.
I think it's the neck, actually.
Yeah. I don't feel that bad for him now. So I mean, I do, but
yeah, sometimes when that happens, like he probably had a moment there where he couldn't breathe, and that can be really scary.
Remember,
it's probably fine, but
remember there was a time back in the 80s, I believe, that they had the catcher's mask and you put it over the front, and you had a little plastic piece that hung there. And they got rid of that because it didn't work. And then the catcher's mask had a bar that kind of came out. That didn't work. And then they went to the full headgear, and that works for the most part. But it still doesn't cover every area. Once in a while, that ball's going to find a spot that's open. Steve Yeager was the one who invented that little plastic piece that hung down. Played for the Dodgers for many years. Another piece of useless information that you will never use again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Pulls this one to the right side, and it will be a foul ball. Good hustle by Wagner.
One of the things I learned as doing some umpiring, like you're going to get hit with some pitches at some point as an umpire, same as a catcher. But it's actually when you see a guy who's throwing 85 or whatever, more often than not they have a catcher who's just really, really good. Yeah. So sometimes it's the slower pitching that's the bigger problem getting hit than it is the faster pitching.
That's true. Well, Wagner just missing outside. Count even at 2-2 to Jones, the number 9 hitter here for the Panthers. His 4th inning brought to you by Hampton Inn of Kokomo. Break-even pitch on the way, and he got him with this one. Another strikeout throw-out. And that'll do it for Hanover in the top of the 4th inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Panthers.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through. From coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
I'm Glennae Meinhardt from the biology department, and I have been working with students on trying to find this really rare insect called Merope tuber, the forceps fly. So we've been on the hunt for this mysterious, weird bug that we don't know much about. Finding the insects has been really tough. A couple of years ago, we found a bunch of them at around the same time of the year. It was a county record. It had never been found here before.
What we're thinking right now is that they reside underground, and so it's a lot more difficult for us to catch them. We've been using these, they're called malaise traps. It's like a bunch of mesh nets that are set up that will intercept the insects in their flight path, and then they'll crawl up into.
Back here in Kokomo, we have seen the sun, we've seen the clouds, but so far we're in good shape here in Game 1. Josh Gervin, Dylan Redmond, and Drew Helton all due up. Franklin just can't get that offense rolling as of yet. Just one hit. That was that double by Helton in the second. Gervin flew out in the first inning. Have another elimination game coming up. Anderson and Rolls-Hallman. That is scheduled for 1:15 today, and so far the left-hander Gerard has done his job, and there is a called strike. I like this left-hander too because he works quickly. And we all know that the fielders love it too. They don't like standing around too much.
Yep.
There's called strike 2.
Yeah, he's only thrown 41 pitches too, so he's pacing himself pretty nicely.
0-2 pitch, struck him out. Here's Redmond. A lot of pitchers, as the game goes along, if they're allowed to stay in the game, they just get stronger and stronger as the confidence starts to build, and they feel that at some point they're unhittable. Fly ball center field. Schaefer, a few steps back. He'll make the catch quickly. 2 outs here in the 4th.
Quick update here from the softball HCAC tournament. This morning we got Bluffton 6, Manchester 0, end of the 4th.
Once we get more updates, we'll pass those along. Here is Drew Helton. The only hit this team has had was his double in the second, and he scorched that one to right center field. Swing and a miss. Of course, you heard earlier Dalton Carter talking about having this young man on their summer baseball team. I'm sure they'll enjoy watching him hit. Here's the 0-1. Good cut, fouls it straight back, and quickly 0-2.
You say you heard that, like the broadcast is just like, you know, getting pumped into the air when I leave the office, which is how it should be, by the way. Everyone in the stadium should be hearing Troy.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't hear a word of your conversation. I'm sure it was very good, though.
Thank you. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Helton. Well, if you're like most people, and I'll relate this because my wife never listens to anything I say, so I'm kind of used to it. Helton has had a couple of pretty good cuts at this at bat. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
I think that's the one thing, the one piece of feedback we should give the HCAC actually is like we need some TVs out there with IndianaSRN, you know, the speakers. Just
I agree.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. 3-2. We could really educate a lot of people in the game of baseball. They probably wonder why we're not managers. Payoff pitch.
Not just baseball. I mean, we've had a lot of good thoughts on all kinds of topics.
Just ask us. Here's Wagner. Davis Wagner 0 for 1. He flew out to left field in the second inning. Breaking pitch, a called strike. By the way, that was the first walk given up today by Gerard. The 0-1 popped him up right side. Bush, fair territory. The second baseman calls him off. Pippinger makes the play, and that'll do it for Franklin here in the fourth. Hanover leads at 1-0.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
And I just actually got tested, so I know I'm allergic to like everything that's outside.
Back here in Kokomo. Fifth inning brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Game 2 coming up today. Anderson rolls Holman scheduled for 1:15. And so far we have a offensive struggle in this elimination game as we head again to the fifth inning. It'll be Morwick, Schaefer, and Kirk. A lot of the fans that are here today probably wore out from that long day yesterday. The energy level probably not where it was, and that's to be expected because yesterday a lot of the fans might have hung around to see some of the other games. It does take a little bit out of you.
Not us, though.
No. What I found interesting is that when we all you were back to the hotel a lot later than I was, and word had it that you and Keith and a couple of the others are out partying around the city of Kokomo, so I don't know what you guys were doing. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't come here very often. Got to experience the nightlife.
I agree. And I was actually not surprised that you did that, but who you did it with.
Yeah, Keith. There's a different Keith, actually, after hours.
Oh, you got that right. Morwick walked in the first and then singled in the third, and he quickly falls behind and no balls and a strike.
We were taking wagers as to whether or not he'd be, the first one in bed, and he's got a different gear.
There's a called strike. Yeah, so he doesn't have a different gear. He is a different gear. Gotcha. Chopper third base side, and that will be a foul ball. I'm always happy that Mr. Myers, the Hall of Famer, can have that luxury suite he was in last night. He was in one of those rooms.
He had like a masseuse on order and stuff.
Yep. Mentioned last night he got a foot massage, and
he stayed in a different hotel. He wasn't going to slum with us.
Hitter goes around, and they will say that Morwick strikes out. There is one away. Yeah, he wanted nothing to do with us. Here's Jack Schaefer. Not only did he got a manicure and a pedicure, he got the foot massage, and he charged it all to Jerry, which I found rather interesting.
He had like pink fingernails this morning.
That one hit foul. Schaefer 0 for 2. Again, he scored the game's only run.
All in service of him doing his best broadcasting, though.
It is. This will be chopped to the first baseman, Helton, an easy play.
That's next.
Here's Michael Kirk. One thing you will realize, and I've said this before, there's three things, though. And if you don't want it to go out over the air, don't tell me. Because there's telephone, telegraph, and tell Troy. And then Troy will tell everybody else. The pitch. Called strike. Kirk Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, singled in the third.
What do you think Keith is saying about you this morning?
Well, whatever it is, it's probably full of compliments. 1 ball and 1 strike. The good news is I can come back on him faster than he can come back on me, so I always win those. Not too worried about it. Here's the 1-1. Fouled away. I did get word, though, that as it got later in the broadcast, Keith was all fired up at the beginning in Game 1. By the time he got to about halfway Game 3, he disappeared. Word had it that he was in his car napping, like we know somebody else did in Terre Haute. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to Helton at first, and an easy half inning. 1-2-3. 1-0 Hanover.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
They don't see the 6 a.m. alarms, the bruises, the doubt. They see the wins, the highlights. They don't see what it took to get here. I've missed, fallen, started over and over. But every time, I showed up again, not just for me, for my team, my school, my future. This isn't just a game. It's how I rise to new heights.
Welcome back to Kokomo. Great to have you here in day number 2. Good look at Gerard, who's had a solid day on the mound for the Panthers. It'll be Knuckles, Cobb, and Henke all due up. Boy, Franklin's offense just so far has not gotten going. But we know this game too well that, as we saw yesterday, you think that a team might be dead in the water offensively. And as you alluded to as well, you start getting around 5, 6, 7 in baseball. That's where the runs are scored because the starting pitcher may tire out a little bit.
Yeah, baseball can change so quickly. One swing of the bat.
There's a called strike. Knuckles 0 for 1. Flew out in the second inning. The 0-1 pitch. Lined into right field, base hit. Good start for Knuckles and Franklin here in the 5th inning.
And sometimes that's exactly what it is. Just a little, he didn't even strike that ball well, but it falls in the right spot. Gets on base, and then, something else fluky happens, and you've got an inning going.
Xander Cobble stepped to the plate. He struck out in the 2nd inning.
Won't be surprised either if we've got sacrifice situations in play here, given how limited the hitting has been.
Cobb showing bunt right here as he'll take the pitch a little bit high, 1-0.
I love it when they make me look smart.
Listen, you don't need any help. The stretch and the throw to first. See Kirk charging in at third. He'll try to take that away. Of course, we have seen many times, at least yesterday, not so much today, where the bunter can't get the bunt down or he bunts it right back to the pitcher. And that'll be bunted foul. A lot of that depends on where that pitch is. Yep, we might think it's easy up here, but yeah, if you're squared to bunt, and the next thing you know, the pitch is way outside, and you're trying to lay it down. And
yeah, getting a bunt down is not easy.
No. The 1-1, 2-1.
You were pointing out yesterday, it's a situation it makes sense maybe to try to get this down the first base line. There's additional reason to do that here. You got a lefty pitcher, so he's falling off toward third.
2-1 pitch. Gerard's only play will be at first, so Cobb does his job as he gets the runner to second base, and that'll bring up Henke. So one away. Hankey flew out to right field in the third. Second time that Franklin has had a runner in scoring position, and the first pitch in there for a strike.
Hankey last time flied out to the warning track in right. If he did that exact same thing again, that would at least be productive here.
There's a called strike. So Jackson quickly in the hole at 0-2. As Gerard set to throw, the stretch and the pitch up high, 1-2. One-two pitch, hit foul. Franklin lost the first game of the day yesterday as they open up play again here today. That was certainly a marathon game against Rose-Hulman. They lost it 15-9. Popped up right side. Bush, foul territory as he gives chase, and it will eventually fall on the warning track. Pippinger and Spears also coming over in a near collision between the three. We talked about the ballparks yesterday that some of the players play in, whether it be Franklin, Hanover, Earlham and such. There's so much foul room, at least until you get to about halfway in the outfield. And, of course, the outfielders have very little room down the line, but these infielders have all kinds of room to try to get a foul ball. Pitches outside, 2-2. And again, running and keeping your head up and focusing on where that ball is. And if there's a little bit of wind, you got to deal with that. It can sometimes be a little bit of a circus finding the ability to catch that baseball. And he got him looking. Good pitch by Gerard. So two away, and here is Alex Billman. I'm always one that I kind of feel, listen, I know if it's 2-2, 1-2, if it's close, I have got to swing the bat.
Yes.
I don't
one of the
want
most frustrating things to watch in baseball is a called third strike.
Yeah, I don't want the umpire to make the decision for me. I would rather do it myself. At least if I swing and miss, it's on me, but I should never have to stand there as a hitter and let the umpire decide for me. 1 ball, no strikes now to Billman. He's 0 for 1 today. Gerard's pitch, low and inside, and it's quickly 2-0.
The game has changed a good bit in recent years just in terms of understanding the value of on-base percentage and a walk, and so I do think there has been a move in the direction of really working counts and being patient. And so I understand that part, but still, man, once you have 2 strikes, you got to change your approach.
Yep. So 2-1 now to Billman. That was a good pitch again by Gerard. Knuckles had the leadoff single. He is down at second base. 5th inning again brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. There's another strike. He's done a nice job painting that inside corner. The pitch by Gerard hit foul. By the way, if you're planning on coming here tomorrow, the first game on Saturday is scheduled for 1 o'clock. The second game is at 4:30. If necessary, Sunday is at noon.
Just imagine how late Keith will be staying out tonight with that 1 o'clock start tomorrow.
Man. That one hit toward the third baseman, Kirk. His throw to first in time. Franklin leaves a man on. We head to the 6th inning, 1-0 Hanover.
Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
The Mount didn't just teach me, it changed me. My professors pushed me to think bigger. My mentors led by example, lighting the way. And every step, I leveled up. Now it's my turn to teach, to inspire, to pay it forward. Because every challenge, every late night, every aha moment, every grind has taken me to new heights.
Back here in Kokomo as we have a low-scoring affair, 1-0. Great to have you with us here on HCAC.TV. We move to the 6th inning, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Josh Simpson, Fox Spears, and Ben Brittingham all due up for the Panthers. Both starting pitchers have done extremely well. And again, we mentioned Wagner got off to a shaky start in the 1st inning, able to survive runners in scoring position in the 2nd and the 3rd. And he's now set down 6 in a row, 7 of the last 8 after the walk given up to Josh Simpson back in the 3rd inning. Winner of this game again will play later tonight. That'll be a 7:45 scheduled start time, so it'll be a long wait for the winner. And they will play the winner of the Anderson-Rose-Hulman game that is set for 1:15 this afternoon. Simpson walked his last time up. He's been on base twice. Of course, he had a towering home run yesterday. And the pitch is outside for a ball.
How often do you get to say you got a towering home run and picked up the loss as the pitcher? It's tough.
Not very often. 2 balls, no strikes. Boy, the way that Hanover started this game, and again, they made some base running errors in that 1st inning. They were on fire, like they were going to run themselves into a win today, but that hasn't happened. Cobb steps in front of Gerben and throws out Simpson at first.
That's how it's supposed to work there. Third baseman gets preference for ground balls. They're in front of the shortstop. Get everything you can get, but don't lunge at it and then misplay it. That's the one thing you can't do.
You'll not only hear from your head coach, but maybe the shortstop might say something too.
Things to say, yes.
Fox Spears 0 for 2. He struck out back in the 3rd looking. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And we mentioned a little bit ago that the energy in this game is not quite where perhaps it was yesterday. Is that pitch in the dirt. So the players are going to have to find a way to generate their own energy. But right now, neither team seems like they got a whole lot to work with, do they?
Yeah, losing that first one in a double elimination kind of takes some wind out of your sails. But you can pick that back up pretty quickly by winning this game.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Spears. He hit into a double play back in inning number 1. Wagner's break-even pitch on the way. Ooh, awful close. Franklin bench asking the home plate umpire the location of that pitch. Pale pitch on the way. That's going to be fouled off right in front of Billman. So we'll stay at 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch popped up left side. Cobb, the third baseman, a long run, and he makes the catch. Great job by Cobb, the third baseman. Excellent hustle. That's an instance there where he never gave up on it, no matter how far he had to run to go get it. Watch this.
Nicely done.
Here is Brittingham. And that again comes from the familiarity of playing in this ballpark before and yesterday that you got all that room to get to a foul ball as that's fouled away. And he also knew on that side that, as we talked about yesterday, if it were the Panthers over there, they wouldn't have said a word to him, but he knew that he had room as the guys in the bullpen were probably talking to him. And it's quickly 0-2 now to Brittingham.
And that was exactly the kind of play that yesterday it seemed like every team out here was struggling to make that play. And maybe some of that is just kind of adjustment to your surroundings.
You know, the other thing about, yesterday we had a high sky early in the day, then you had partly cloudy. Did he go around? No. Brittingham will get another chance. And then you had the weather that moved through. I mean, it was just a mixture of everything for the fielders to deal with.
And then we were under the lights for the last one.
And that was a little bit of an adjustment, too, last night. Here's the 1-2. Boy, the Franklin crowd is a little bit upset. They thought that was a called third strike. Home plate umpire hearing it from the fans to our left. 2-2 pitch. Here's Cobb again. Takes his time, makes a strong throw, a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the sixth, 1-0 Hanover.
Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
The Mount didn't just teach me, it changed me. My professors pushed me to think bigger. My mentors led by example, lighting the way. And every step, I leveled up. Now it's my turn to teach, to inspire, to pay it forward. Because every challenge, every late night, every aha moment, every grind has taken me to new heights.
Good look there at the left-hander. Gerard, he's pitched extremely well today, giving up just 2 hits as we move to the bottom half of inning number 6, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Gave up that double to Helton back in the second inning, walked Helton in the fourth, and then the base hit to Knuckles. That has been it so far for the Grizzlies. They got to find a way to get some offense here pretty quick. Talked about Gerard getting stronger perhaps as the game goes along, and I would imagine they'd love to use him just through the 9 innings, and then they'll have their bullpen ready if they need to later tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's thrown, out of his 73 pitches, 48 of them have been strikes. He's been right around that zone, and when you're getting ahead in counts, good things happen.
DeHart 0 for 2. First pitch swinging. Fly ball shallow left. Coming on will be the left fielder Morwick to make the catch. Looked like he didn't catch where that ball came off the bat immediately, but recovered rather quickly. So now DeHart is 0 for 3. Here's Josh Gervin. He's 0 for 2.
Something people who haven't played the outfield may not understand is the sound of the bat is really important in anticipating where a fly ball is going.
Gervin flew out in the first, struck out in the fourth inning. Here's the 1-0. You know, one thing I should mention too, and you're right, I'm going to go to another level here. I think players, and when we think about baseball, and a lot of them have played multiple positions, I think it's important to understand, if I am a second baseman, what is the outfielder, what does he deal with, and vice versa? Because I think once you get that understanding, you become more cohesive as a team.
A lot of times even intricate stuff like what's the pitch matters, and sometimes infielders are cleverly signaling that back to outfielders.
Yeah. Well, you and I talked about it before. You have a tendency sometimes when you, I'll go from this angle too, as the count 3-2 now to Gervin. Hit into center field. Schaefer has that one played perfectly, 2 away. Is when you're not a coach, and I became a coach, you became a coach, when you're not an official and both of us have officiated, you have a new perspective on what goes on. So I think everybody that is watching today, try to become something that you criticize and see how you do, right?
Totally.
That make sense?
Totally.
Redmond at the plate. Dylan 0 for 2.
I have so much more patience and empathy for officials than I used to have.
Yeah. High fly ball out of play. Now, that doesn't mean that any time we don't perhaps go on a call, or because we would all do it, but I also have realized over the years that it is a game of angles. I used to catch a lot of flack from one of my color analysts before who, you always talk about game of angles, but it really is. His angle down there or her angle down there is going to be a lot different than mine way up here.
And I'll go a step farther. As an official, one of the things that I learned is even at my best, I'm going to miss a call sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes you even know you missed it, but you kind of have to back it up in the moment.
Yeah. Well, the decision has to be made like that.
Yes.
You can't sit there and go, let me think about this one for a couple of seconds. It doesn't work that way.
And then sometimes you watch it on film and you're like, oh.
That'll get through. Base hit. Yeah, I don't go back and watch film that way. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The pitch. Jammed him, and he fouls it away. And that's, again, the kind of hitter he is. He's going to foul off a lot of pitches.
Gerard just keeps hammering that inside. And now maybe you've built enough expectation that you can do something creative.
Break-even pitch on the way, and it's inside for ball 3, and he didn't miss that one by much.
And he stays right there. Yeah, you can definitely see Gerard's plan with Helton here.
Crowd in the both dugouts getting into it. Big play right here. Popped him up. Brittinger is there, and he's called off by Bush, and he makes the catch. Great play by Bush, and good communication as well. We head to the 7th. Hanover leads at 1-0.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
First pitch grounded to Gervin at short. Routine play. There's one away. Here's Caden Bush.
1 pitch, 1 out. We like that.
Love it. Bush 0 for 2, including a strikeout back in the 4th inning. And the first pitch is low for a ball. Well, the way Wagner started this game, I wasn't sure he'd be around in the 3rd, let alone here in the 7th. That one hit foul to our right, now to play.
Yeah, he got over that start.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just outside, 2-1. Yeah, he when he walked Morwick, and then he threw that ball to Indianapolis in the 1st inning for that error, I thought, uh-oh. Here's the 2-1, grounded to the second baseman of Redmond, played perfectly. The easy throw, and 2 away. And here's Trevor Jones. I am not going to tell you how many he has retired in a row, because every time I do, something happens. So here's Jones. I'll let you guess how many. Wagner set to throw on the pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. You want to guess how many he's retired in a row?
No.
Okay. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2-0.
I'll also say that Franklin's fielding as a team is 8th in the conference. They did have several errors yesterday.
Yes.
4, it looks like. Or no, 2, sorry. They've been solid behind their pitcher in this one.
2-1 pitch. Blown outside, 3-1. Now, if he walks Trevor Jones, it's not my fault because I did not tell you how many he retired in a row. It was 11.
Okay, now he walked, and now you. There's a lot of standing around in baseball. You have to find a way through it.
That's right. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Grounded to Cobb. Throw to first. Final out. Top of the 7th. Hanover wasting an opportunity there. They lead at 1-0.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Every year, the Econ Senior Seminar class does a project of community outreach, and we kind of have full authority over which group we want to work with for the semester. We wanted to stay local, and we looked at a couple options, and we settled on Town Branch because it's very close to Transy and it's going to affect Transy students.
I think the downtown partnerships are very nice because students should be able to see that they're part of a life, and I think when you can literally from the steps of the school see a place or be able to walk to it, it just seems different. And you're oftentimes, I've seen over a decade of doing this, students feel more empowered to work with a group.
So Town Branch Park is a nonprofit organization that's bringing that green space back to downtown Lexington, which is something very new and refreshing that I think the community could frankly use. I think this project's unique is because
We have a final from the HCAC softball tournament as Bluffton has defeated Manchester 7-1. So they are 1 game done at Kokomo High School on that one. Fly ball right side. Pippinger going out, coming in when sliding is Spears, and a near collision right there, but a great job by Spears to make the first out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, that's great communication between the two of them. That's pretty much exactly how it's supposed to work. Pippinger's going out, all out, after it, expecting to make the catch. The right fielder talks. The second baseman kind of bails out of the way, and then the right fielder makes the catch.
Knuckles fouls that one as Brittingham takes it off the face mask. Knuckles 1 for 2. He singled in the 5th inning. I was catching, I caught a little bit in high school and remember taking one of those off the face mask and realizing that I'll go back out to center field.
Catch more of the game within the game there. The umpire knows, okay, catcher just took one in the head. I'm going to kill some time. I'm going to talk to this pitcher. The third base coach comes down. He has some things to say.
Fly ball deep left. Morwick at the warning track, and a home run by Knuckles. Knuckles, his second base hit. None bigger, though, than a solo home run to tie the game at 1 apiece. And the fan, after walking his dogs, gets himself a souvenir. And if you're a Grizzly fan, maybe that'll get their offense going. Here is Xander Cobb.
It's Knuckles' 4th home run of the year.
Xander 0 for 1. Hot shot, knocked down by Kirk. Able to make the throw to first and unable to scoop it out is Bush. So Cobb will get an infield base hit, but a great effort by the third baseman, Kirk. First off, able to knock it down and even get a throw to first. That was tough.
Yeah, that throw from his back.
Here's Jackson Henke, and Franklin now has a little bit of life here in the 7th inning. The left-hander Gerard in a little bit of trouble as he gives up a base hit to center field. Now runners at first and second, still one away.
We talked about how Hanover would respond to yesterday's late loss. And, you know, this has a similar feel to it. They've been winning the whole way. Now all of a sudden it's tied. You got 2 base runners. Their pitcher's been really solid. But do you start to think late in the game, gosh, we can't do this again, and then you end up doing it again?
This 7th inning brought to you by Wheeler Mission, and here's a visit to the mound. Gerard has been just really flawless up until that home run by Ian Knuckles. And then he gives up back-to-back singles to Cobb and Henke, and you don't want this thing to get out of hand if you're the Panthers.
And now all of a sudden there is some activity out there in the bullpen.
By the way, that home run by Knuckles, it did clear the fence. It was the first no-doubter we have had because it was just right over the 348 mark, a little bit to its right in left center field. But we've had some gargantuan shots in this tournament.
You manifested that too.
I did. I was thinking it the whole way.
No, it was the opposite. It was the jinx manifest.
That's true.
You question these guys' abilities to hit the ball out of this ballpark.
I was trying to ignore that and just
then
not remember it.
And then, as I recall, the first hitter that stepped up there.
Yeah, it wasn't good. That's why I didn't say anything the rest of the day. Hurt my reputation. Billman 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice after a meeting for both teams. Pitch in there for a strike. I think you go out, you talk to Gerard and say, listen, let's go back to what has made you effective through 6 1/3 innings. Certainly mix up your pitches, work around the plate. Here's the 0-1. And Billman behind now, no balls, 2 strikes.
Squared up to bunt there initially. And, you know, I don't love the bunt usually with 1 out, but if you're struggling offensively, then maybe it makes sense.
Popped him up center field. Schaefer a little bit to his left will squeeze that one. Not deep enough for Cobb or Henke to advance. So 2 away and back to the top of the order now, and Garrett DeHart. Billman now 0 for 3 today, and DeHart's had a rough day as well. He's 0 for 3.
I'm pretty sure Schaefer did like a fake catch out there. He like raised his arm once before he was actually going to catch it. He was just trying to mess with the base runner. Seen a little bit more of that in recent years from outfielders.
There's a called strike. That's why I've often said never trust an outfielder. Did you play in the outfield?
Very little. I mean, yeah, at some point, yes, but I wasn't that good out
there. That's why I really should trust you now, or
there's better reasons not to trust me.
Pitch a little high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Grizzlies now with 6 hits, 3 coming here in the 7th. Pitch inside, 2-1. Cobb is certainly not fooled down at second base, and the one thing you don't want to do is commit a base running error here. The 2-1 pitch grounded to Jones at short. He'll get the lead runner, I should say the second runner, Henke, down at second base to get the force out. But Franklin able to get the home run by Knuckles. They tie this one at 1 apiece. Head to the 8th inning, brought to you by Morales Group Staffing. It'll be Schaefer, Kirk, and Simpson due up for Hanover. We're tied at 1 in this elimination game. Winner moves to tonight's second game of the day for the winning team. The loser will think about next year. Schaefer scored the game's only run in the first inning after he reached on that throwing error by Wagner. He is 0 for 3 today. And that pitch missing the strike zone, 1-0. Grounded out in the third, also grounded out in the 5th inning. Fooled on that pitch. Count even at 1-1. One and two. The 1-2 pitch. Low and inside. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straight away, but the left fielder DeHart a little bit deeper for the right-handed hitting Jack Schaefer. That's down the line, but foul. Really don't blame DeHart for playing a little deeper with a right-handed hitter. Again, we have seen the ball carry in this ballpark, and it's not really because the wind has been much of a factor, but the ball has carried. Foul tip held on by Billman, and Schaefer a strikeout victim here in the 8th. And there's one away for Michael Kirk. Kirk reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, singled in the third, and grounded out in the 5th inning. Lifting this one into center field. Hankey a few steps back, makes the catch. 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Josh Simpson. Simpson is 0 for 2. He has an RBI. He walked back in the 3rd inning. Keeping an eye on DeHart in left field. He has now moved a little bit over towards center as that pitch is outside for a ball.
Simpson yesterday 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. We pointed out he hit the home run.
Rips this one down the line and foul. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking pitch caught the inside corner for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch by Wagner and got him looking. Great pitch, and Wagner just continues to roll as he sets down Hanover 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 1.
In today's rapidly evolving energy landscape, compliance is more than just a checklist. It's the foundation of operational reliability, safety, and trust. And here in Indianapolis, we're honored to be at the heart of that mission. We collaborate with asset owners, operators, helping them stay ahead of NERC standards and grid demands. Our electrical engineering and compliance experts provide hands-on support tailored to your fleet. As expectations rise and regulations evolve, you deserve a partner who brings more than just expertise. You need commitment, clarity, and confidence.
But when I did, I fell in love.
Well, Josh Gervin will lead things off for Franklin here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brought to you by Morales Group Staffing. Gervin 0 for 3. He has flown out twice. He has struck out. Gerard back in for another inning of work. And his first pitch is up high for a ball. So far today, just a combined 9 hits. 2-0. Hanover scored their lone run way back in the first inning. Franklin tied it with the home run by Knuckles in the 7th. And there's a called strike. 2-1 now to Gervin. Caught the outside corner, strike 2. Mentioned before in these situations, now do not get caught just holding that bat. Here's the break-even pitch, and he did. Exactly what you can't do as a number 2 hitter. There's one away, and here is Redmond. Gerard with his 4th strikeout. Ready to go to work on Redmond, who singled in the 6th inning and takes that first pitch for a called strike. Redmond flew out in the 1st. He flew out in the 4th after picking up that single in the 6th. Popped up, shallow right. Spears coming over. Schaefer, the right fielder, will converge on each other, and Schaefer will make the catch, the center fielder, for out number 1, or I should say out number 2. And that'll bring up Drew Helton. And this guy's dangerous. We mentioned Helton doubled back in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and then flew out in the 6th inning.
But you help yourself out by getting the 2 guys in front of him out.
Pretty good cut there by Helton, and he falls behind it 0-1. 9th inning, Spears, Brittingham, and Pippinger all due up for Hanover as they'll go with 5, 6, and 7. That's down the line, and that'll be a fair ball. Extra bases now for Helton as he will head to second with a 2-out double, and there is the go-ahead run, and here is Davis Wagner. Second double of the ball game now for Helton. Wagner is 0 for 3. He has flown out all 3 times.
He did go 2 for 5 yesterday with an RBI and a run scored. And they could use it here.
Down the line, that'll be fouled just by a foot or so. That would have scored Helton easily.
These hitters are either timing up Gerard's stuff, or maybe he's losing a little velocity at this stage.
The 0-1 pitch nearly hit him.
Again, he shows his ability and willingness to throw inside. I've heard, and I think I agree with, you can assess how good a pitcher is by how comfortable they are pitching inside. And Gerard is definitely comfortable throwing inside.
By the way, there are 2 right-handers warming up in the Hanover bullpen. One of them is a sidearm pitcher. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 2. Great opportunity here for the Grizzlies.
And I'm surprised that Wagner laid off that one, because he might not get a better one.
Hits this one foul. Well, and hopefully, if you're a Grizzly fan, of course, Gervin caught looking, just again, do not get caught standing there watching a called 3rd strike. The 2-2 pitch. Popped him up. should end the half inning. Schaefer is there, and the Grizzlies blow an opportunity here in the 8th. We head to the 9th. We're tied at 1.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ruth Myers. I'm the Director of Nursing at Bluffton University. My background is I've been a registered nurse for 19 years. I started my career in oncology, caring for cancer patients, and the most recent 11 years of my career, I've been an advanced practice nurse as a family nurse practitioner in family medicine or internal medicine. Nursing is a great field, lots of opportunity for career growth. You'll have job security, but most of all, you'll have a meaningful career centered on taking care of patients and their families. Bluffton is a great fit for nursing. Here in our accredited program, we train our students to excel in building relationships and also in mentorship. Additionally, learning and serving in a close-knit community is very important to our students here, and we really instill the value of helping each other improve the health of our community and our world. So our students get hands-on experience all 4 years in our nursing program, whether it be clinical observation in that first year or in subsequent years going out into the community setting.
By the way, Chase Wagner, his pitch count at 118. He has 8 strikeouts and 3 walks, giving up just 1 run. It was an unearned run. Now we'll be facing here in the 9th, Spears, Brittingham, and Pippinger. And Franklin unable to get a run across with a runner in scoring position in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Starts off with something off speed on the outside corner.
Here's the 0-1. And it's 0-2.
Pretty much the same pitch. Same location.
Spears 0 for 3. Grounded to the left side. Diving is Gervin. Can't get to it, and the Panthers get the leadoff man on base. And you know what that means now for Brittingham. He's got to find a way to get the runner to second. We will have a pinch runner down at first base.
Yeah, this will be one of those situations where pretty much everyone here knows he's going to try to bunt it.
Looks like the pinch runner at first, wearing number 46, which is Riker Bear. So they'll get a little more speed there with Bear now at first. Brittingham at the plate. Runner takes off immediately. That's hard hit off the glove of Cobb at third. Heading to third will be Bear, and they're going to wave him home.
Goodness.
Here's the throw to the plate, and he is dead by a mile. Base running error simply because of the third base coach, and he makes the out at home. And DeHart, by the way, was charging in, and that was a huge mistake for the Panthers.
I don't know if that was a called hit and run or if it was just executed like one, but I mean, it couldn't have gone any better. You know, they had first and third, nobody out, and to get greedy in that moment, oh my goodness.
Well, that will be a second guess for sure for the Panthers. And we will have, I believe, another, or were they going to check out? Yeah, I think you're going to have another pinch runner down at first base. And it wasn't that Riker Bear didn't have a really good jump, but there was no way. In fact, the left fielder, DeHart, had the ball in his glove by the time that Bear had gotten to third, and they're waving him on.
Situational baseball. Again, maybe you try that if there's 2 outs. But with no outs, no.
Gavin Joy is now pinch running down at first base. Boy, you could just hear everybody going, holy cow. Why are they sending the runner in that situation? Here's the 1-0 pitch. Down the line, foul.
You couldn't have drawn it up any better the way that worked out before sending the runner.
One ball and 1 strike. Trey Pippinger with a runner at first. He takes off, popped up, foul territory. Giving chase will be Helton, and that'll go out of play. And Joy, he got a great jump. They are trying desperately now to get that runner in scoring position with 1 out and stay out of a potential double play situation.
And that was the way that play started a few moments ago, too, was the runner took off.
One ball and 2 strikes. Wagner throw to first. His pitch count going to be nearing 130 here pretty quick.
Yeah, and I don't think you can go much beyond that for him. This is, regardless of the outcome of this inning, this has got to be his last inning.
Long look here for Wagner as the pitch is a breaking ball and it's too high, and boy, that Franklin crowd feels like he has gotten squeezed a couple of times.
Yeah, again, we don't have his angle, but that looked like a strike to me.
That was one of those Yacker, a 12-6 curveball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pippinger again will have to protect right here. Runner takes off, ground ball left side. Cobb at third makes the throw as Joy at second base, and there are 2 away. And what started out as a potential big inning is about to fade away here for Hanover. Here's Caden Bush, 0 for 3 today. Now let's see if Bush can deliver. Wagner's pitch in there for a strike. A little slider action on that pitch. Bush grounded out in the second, struck out in the fourth, and grounded out in the seventh, and takes that for strike 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ripped foul. So we'll stay at 0-2. The pinch runner, Joy, down at second base. Gets a great lead here. He could score on a base hit. And Bush will stay alive, barely. Should we put an asterisk in the 9th inning here and see how that's going to play out in the bottom of the 9th, or past that, because it's still resonating here at the ballpark. Here's the 0-2. That'll be a foul ball. I can imagine what was going through the mind of DeHart in left field when he saw they were waving him on, and man, it was not even close, was it?
I still can't believe that happened.
Like, this is easy pickings. 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. After a heartbreaking loss yesterday, Hanover having a chance here in the 9th. in the dirt. Runner takes off, and that'll be a wild pitch on Wagner. So now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away.
And that's important because that opens up the possibility of a wild pitch or a pass ball.
I know the third base coach is hoping that Bush gets a base hit and kind of takes the weight off his shoulders. Chopper to Cobb. This should be an easy play. Wide throw, but still picked up by Helton, and that'll do it. Hanover runs themselves out of a chance to perhaps win this game in the ninth. We head to the bottom of the ninth. We're tied at 1.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Earlham is the best college you've never heard of. No, really. We don't have fraternities or sororities. Instead, we have themed community houses built on common interests, like outdoor education. This is our campus museum, home to the world's most complete fossil giant beaver. While you're here, you too can catch giant beaver fever. Every college has clubs, but nothing compares to Dance Alloy's end-of-year dance recital. Or bringing your horse to college with you. Sustainability is an important part of who we are. This is the Free Store. And this is our student-run organic farm. We also have compost collection in all buildings across campus. Earlham is a global community, with students coming from more than 60 countries and 40 states. From Earlham's heart to the heart of London. About 2/3 of our graduates study abroad at least once before graduation. But don't stop there.
Well, Franklin has a chance to win this game here in the bottom of the ninth inning. We're tied at 1 apiece. The new catcher for Hanover will be Keegan Gully. The new right fielder into the ball game will be Theo Kramer. And the pitch by Gerard is outside for ball 1. Ian Knuckles hit the game-tying home run in the 7th inning. Takes that pitch for a called strike.
He's got 2 hits, a run scored, an RBI. So he's the right guy for them in this game.
2-1. Talk about the pitch count getting up for both these pitchers. Gerard started this half inning at 120. Here's the 2-1. Hit high in the air. Morwick, Jones all coming together. It'll be Morwick, and there's one away.
He got that ball turned on, but just missed it.
That'll bring up Xander Cobb. Cobb is 1 for 2. Singled in the 7th inning. Well, who's going to break first here? Each team has had opportunities. Franklin in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's off the end of the bat. Gerard will flip on to first, and 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 9th.
It is one thing we did not see yesterday is extras. So,
Got to make up a little lost time, huh? What is it about these first games?
Chili peppers. This person loves the chili peppers.
Franklin has left 4 players in scoring position here today. That pitch nearly gets him. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, we may see the bullpen come into play here for both teams as the starters have potentially gone complete game in the 9-inning sense. 2-0 now to Henke. Called strike, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. This will be lined into right field, base hit. So Hankey keeps the half inning alive, his second hit of the day, and that'll bring up Alex Billman. No question is here if you can find a way to get Hankey down to second, get him in scoring position, and leave it up to Billman, who's 0 for 3 today. The stretch by Gerard, and the pitch lined into left field. Morwick is there, and that'll do it. Extras coming up. We head to the 10th. We're tied at 1.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Earlham is the best college you've never heard of. No, really. We don't have fraternities or sororities. Instead, we have themed community houses built on common interests, like outdoor education.
This is our campus museum, home to the world's most complete fossil giant beaver. While you're here, you too can catch giant beaver fever. Every college has clubs, but nothing compares to Dance Alloy's end-of-year dance recital.
Or bringing your horse to college with you.
Sustainability is an important part of who we are. This is the Free Store.
And this is our student-run organic farm. We also have compost collection in all buildings across campus.
Earlham is a global community, with students coming from more than 60 countries and 40 states.
From Earlham's heart to the heart of London. About 2/3 of our graduates study abroad at least once before graduation.
But don't stop there. Every student can dive headfirst into a fully funded internship or research experience up to $5,000.
And it'll change your life.
New pitcher for Franklin as Luke Harmon will come in relief. This will be his 15th appearance, 57 2/3 innings, giving up 72 hits, 43 runs, 32 of those earned with 59 strikeouts and 23 walks. He's been primarily a starter this season. He is 4-4 with an ERA of 4.99. Opposing teams hitting him at a 312 clip. So they go to the bullpen for the first time. Trevor Jones will lead things off here for the Panthers. And the pitch in there for a called strike. Jones struck out looking in the second inning, struck out in the fourth inning, and walked in the seventh. Pitch is outside. First extra inning game of this tournament, as Chris had alluded to a couple of moments ago. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's outside, 2-1. There is something about game one of this tournament so far this year that we love, a little extra baseball. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fouled away.
Speak for yourself.
Yesterday, 3 hours and 40 minutes of game one. Franklin was involved in that game, and now we have extras here today. Two balls, two strikes. This game began at 9:59, so we're really not too bad a shape. Just over 2 hours. And we'll go to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and two here to Jones, the pitch. One away.
We talked about how anything and everything would be on the table in terms of how to try to win this game. And Luke Harmon has started 10 of his 14 appearances this year, so not a guy that's used to coming in from the bullpen that often.
Morwick swings at the first pitch. A bouncer to Helton steps on the base, and there's 2 quick outs here in the 10th for the Panthers. Still would like to see, you haven't seen Harmon today, and you swing at the first pitch. I'd rather be a little more patient.
Yep, 100%.
Here's Jack Schaefer. Schaefer 0 for 3, a strikeout victim his last time up in the 8th inning. Pitch is outside, ball 1.
As you look at Franklin's pitching stats, I wouldn't be at all surprised if he were the plan for a third game starter.
Yeah.
And yet, you don't get a third game if you can't win this one.
That one hit well into left field, and that's what we call a no-doubter by Jack Schaefer.
Speaking of winning.
That'll get everybody going. One-out home run, or should say 2-out home run by Schaefer, and Hanover leads it now 2-1. And watch this celebration.
Of course, Hanover again lost yesterday by a home run with 2 outs in the 9th. They haven't won this one yet, but get a little taste of the opposite of what they got yesterday.
Boy, Schaefer got in the middle of that celebration there, and he went down. He disappeared for a moment.
Schaefer's fifth.
By the way, they're appealing at first to say he did not touch first base, and nobody knows. They're going to do it again. So whose call is it? Franklin wanted something here, but nobody did anything. Maybe the appeal wasn't proper. They'll step off and throw, and now they'll get it. Say he touched the base.
Interesting that.
Take a look.
Let's see here.
You'll have time before we get back to live play. There's the pitch. Here he comes.
Umpire getting up there in position. Ooh, we didn't have, the pitcher's kind of in our way of our view, but I do see where they would have thought he didn't touch the base.
Here's Michael Kirk, 2-1 Panthers.
And he might have caught that green too.
Yeah.
And so what's the rule on that?
This one hit into right center field. That's going to be extra bases for Michael Kirk. And Harmon getting beat around here with 2 outs in the 10th inning.
Okay, we're going to get another look here. Yeah, I think he hit the green.
Yeah.
And so the question is that, I assume that's acceptable.
Yeah. Here's Simpson. Back-to-back extra base hits now for the Panthers.
That's not what that's designed for, of course. That's for running through the base when it's a close play at first. But the question is, if he hits that on his way to second.
They will walk Simpson intentionally to get to the next hitter, which is Theo Kramer. Well, and again, from what we saw, it was hard to get a really clear look with the pitcher in the way.
When we slowed it down, I was pretty confident he got the green.
Okay. Well, now we have a powwow of some sort here for the Panthers. Theo Kramer, as we mentioned, is the next hitter, 2 away. And how often in the game of baseball do you see things happen with 2 outs? It is a pretty common theme. And we may have a visit to the mound as well to talk with Harmon. By the way, I only learned today, and I didn't know if you knew this as well, that the HCAC has replay on the softball side. I guess the coaches voted for that. So they can go back and look at what's going on. They don't have that here.
Right.
And then we'd have to use that word. It has to be definitive in order to get anything overturned, but not in baseball.
Going to join you in the stand-up look.
Yeah, sometimes you get to our age, you got to stretch it out once in a while. So here's Theo Kramer.
I'm just standing up in case they need me to warm up in the bullpen.
You could be close. Runners at first and second. This one lifted into center field. That'll be a base hit. Rounding third will be Kirk. This is an easy play here. They will score, now leading at 3-1.
Think he's psyched up?
Oh, man.
Fires the helmet into the dugout.
And here is Keegan Gully. Well, Hanover coming awake here in the 10th inning, highlighted by the Jack Schaefer home run. As the pitch is outside, and it's a rough outing for Harmon after getting the first 2 outs here in the 10th. 7 hits now by the Panthers. That'll be outside for a ball. We had mentioned, of course, yesterday Franklin's pitching has been suspect this season. The hitting has not been the issue, but again, the pitching. But they got great starting pitching today through 9 innings. But always the key, talk about it, get to the bullpen. Here's the 2-1. Down the line, but foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. Gully at 194 on the year. Has a couple of RBI. Down the line, diving is Cobb. A foot race to the bag, and he can't get there in time. As Simpson able to slide in safe, and the bases are loaded. Great play, though, by Cobb.
Well, these bats suddenly coming alive out of nowhere for Hanover. A little different arm, obviously, and that can make a big difference.
Yeah. So here is Trey Pippinger. Pitch is in there for a called strike. 3-1 Panthers. Would love to add at least one more here for insurance to go to the bottom of the 10th inning. The pitch by Harmon. And he's headed 0-2. As we look ahead to the 10th, top of the order, DeHart, Gervin, and Redmond due up for Franklin. The stretch in the 0-2 pitch, and he hit him. So Pippinger will take one for the team. Another run across. That's 3 runs here in the 10th inning. Bases remain loaded now for Caden Bush. Bush 0 for 4 today. The pitch on the way, and he hit him in 2. Wow. Harmon is just simply unable to get the job done now after the first 2 outs.
Couldn't be much. You couldn't draw this up much worse for Harmon. A tough only outing in this tournament for him.
Here is Trevor Jones. If you fail to remember, Jones led off this 10th inning, striking out, and he is now back up again.
We do have some activity out there in Franklin's bullpen.
Now a 4-run cushion. Next game coming up, it's Anderson and Rose-Hulman, another elimination game. Now that is scheduled for 1:15. We will be a little bit behind, not as behind as we were yesterday. But it'll be 45 minutes as the line drive to Redmond at second ends the threat, but 4 runs across. Head to the bottom of the 10th inning, 5-1 Hanover.
Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
I chose Franklin because of the location, the community that I felt from when I visited, and I was also given the opportunity to play on the tennis team here. I've been able to complete 2 internships. I was able to go to Arizona and study under a physical therapist there, and I was able to gain a lot of hands-on healthcare experience. So through that, I felt well prepared when applying to graduate schools. I found my future at Franklin College.
You want more than just a degree. You want a place where professors know your name and small classes become big opportunities. At Franklin College, 100% of first-year full-time students receive financial aid. Choose from over 50 majors with a 12-to-1 student-faculty ratio. Gain real-world experience through internships, research, and digital fluency skills that prepare you for life after graduation. All on a 207-acre campus just 30 minutes from Indianapolis. Find your future at franklincollege.com.
Well, John Gerard is going to try to complete this one as he will pitch here into the bottom of the 10th inning. It's very rare in baseball today that you see a pitcher go 9, but this guy's going to go 10, try to get the win, move on to tonight. Garrett DeHart will lead things off. DeHart 0 for 4 today in the leadoff position for Franklin, and they are down to their final 3 outs. They trailed at 5-1. That one hit foul. DeHart has flown out twice. He grounded out and reached on a fielder's choice. This game changed in a rather bizarre way when you think that Hanover ran themselves out of a possible win in regulation, and then all of a sudden the bats came alive with 2 outs in the top of the 10th inning. And now Garrett DeHart is behind at 0-2.
Gerard did throw 2 9-inning complete games this season. March 28th against Mount St. Joseph and April 25th against Bluffton. Certainly the first time this season he's gone into extras.
The 1-2 pitch, 2-2. I don't know what the high is for his pitch count this season, but I'm not sure that he has thrown over 130 in a game.
I'm looking at it right now. So weirdly, he did at Bluffton on the 25th, one of those 2 9-inning games. He threw 136 in that one. He threw 143 in a loss in 7 innings against Transylvania. So he has gotten to this point this season.
Pitches inside. That's a lot of pitches. I'm surprised he still has an arm left. Here's the payoff pitch on the way, grounded toward the shortstop. And Jones throws it high, and the runner is safe at first.
Maybe he's just got a coach who views it the way you do. It's like, it doesn't matter. We can throw 200 if we need to.
That's why you're here. Here's Josh Gervin. So an error on the shortstop, Jones. Off the bat is Gervin looking for his first hit. He is 0 for 4 today. The top of the order for Franklin has 1 hit. That was Dylan Redmond, single in the 6th inning. There's a called strike, and quickly 0-2. In the dirt, Gully knocks it down, but DeHart will advance to second on the wild pitch. My mentality now is if Hanover could score 4 in the top half of inning number 10, so can we. Here's the pitch. Good cut. And the way I look at it is, again, you just got to go out there swinging. And you have to feel, too, that Gerard is losing a little bit in his velocity. Here's the 1-2 pitch, just outside 2-2. I mean, he has not stopped working quickly. Once he gets the sign, he's ready to go. 2-2 pitch on the way, hit foul. Garrett DeHart down at second base. Popped up, and that'll go out of play to our right. Anderson and Rose Holman coming up about 45 minutes after the completion of this elimination game. One of these two teams will be heading home after this game. Pitch high and outside, 3-2. This one hit into second base. They'll double off the runner at second, and the double play. Great job by Pippinger. Jones getting DeHart at second base, who makes a base running error, and just like that, 2 away.
I was just thinking, not only did Hanover watch Franklin pull their starter and then immediately start having problems, but that's what happened yesterday against Anderson, is they pulled their starter and then immediately started having problems. So they go with the opposite approach today.
No kidding. So now Franklin down to their final out as Dylan Redmond at the plate, 1 for 4, had a single in the 6th inning. Pitch low and inside. Franklin loses today. Their season will finish at 23-19. 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Caught the inside corner for a strike. Here's the 3-1. Low and outside, ball 4. 2-out walk given up to Redmond. Here's Helton. Helton, 2 doubles today. He's 2 for 3. He has walked once, and he'll try to keep the season alive.
Gerard's now at 151, so this is definitely his longest outing of the season.
Good cut by Helton, and he falls behind it. No balls and a strike.
I don't think he'll be pitching again in this tournament.
The stretch and the pitch. Low and inside.
We're at 152
now. Is that what it is?
Yep.
The stretch and the pitch. Grounded foul, and now Franklin down to their final strike. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. That is Redmond down at first. Franklin needs 4 to send it into another half inning. The pitch. Fly ball right field. Kramer is there, and that'll do it. So the Panthers do enough as they take it into extra innings. Jack Schaefer, a 2-out home run to lead things off in the 10th inning. They go on to score 3 more runs, and Hanover gets the win, and they